Hey there, welcome to your weekly astrology forecast for February 13th through the 19th. My name is Shawna, I'm your astrologer, and this is my channel, the Astro Psyche. So we'll talk about what's happening this week astrologically, how that may come up. I'm also going to pull some tarot cards in that process to give us more information about how we can work with this energy. I am still recovering a bit from a cold, so my voice might sound a little funny, so bear with me. But I'm feeling better, but it's just I have that remaining kind of sound. So what's going on this week? Now, one of the biggest things that's happening is we have some energies that are very different. Often this happens, right? So we have Venus making a connection with Neptune. Venus is love, relationships, beauty, aesthetics, money, finances, even self-worth. And Neptune is about altered states of consciousness. It's about getting lost in the moment. It's about channeling things, or basically being able to connect with the unseen world. Neptune has this theme around dissolving or sensitizing things. So importantly, this is also happening in the sign of Pisces, and Pisces amplifies and mirrors the symbolism of Neptune. So Pisces is also about altered states of consciousness. It's about creativity. It's about that kind of creativity where we're like channeling something, or where there's something that you have like this idea and it's just like you're called towards something and you can't really explain it. Now, when Venus and Neptune come together, these themes of like high spirituality and high creativity are kind of blended together. So number one, this is a very creative aspect. So if you are doing any kind of creative work or meditative work or spiritual work or rituals, this can really be channeled during this week and amped up, amplified during this week. As far as relationships, because Venus is relationships, I think that this week we're feeling more sensitive to what's not being said, to what we think is going on. Because Neptune is about the unseen. It's about like tuning into the feelings and sensations that you're feeling that might be you feeling something else in the environment. I hope that makes sense. I think when we talk about HSPs or highly sensitive people or empaths, that is a very Neptunian kind of theme. And so what's really important here that I want you to know is that yes, Neptune is associated with intuition and spirituality and being able to sense something. And Neptune is also associated with fear and illusion. So I find that if someone has a difficult Venus-Neptune aspect in their birth chart, they can, it's possible sometimes to get kind of like wrapped up in a fear state, or to get, to feel this feeling, and to maybe, how do I say, like misconstrue what's happening. Like you have this feeling or this sense, and a part of that may be accurate, may be correct, but there might be a part where you're potentially misreading the situation. And we only know that when we verify what's actually happening. So I would encourage you to, if you have a sense about something, not to dismiss that. If you have an intuitive gut feel, especially in your relationships, or doesn't even have to be romantic, but just any kind of interpersonal interaction. If you have a feel about something, you know, name it in a way that feels, you know, appropriate. You don't have to divulge everything to the person about what you're feeling, but you can kind of like be like, hey, I'm picking, you know, I have this sense, or I'm wondering if this is the case. Is, you know, is that accurate, or what do you think? And then that way, we're actually building on our Neptunian skills. We're building our intuition because we're verifying what parts of our intuitive sense is accurate versus not accurate. So I feel like that was a lot to say about Venus Neptune, but it just felt really important because there is this heightened sensitivity around interpersonal social contacts this week. And so I want you to honor that, but also question it at the same time. Now, the other thing, so I said we have conflicting, like different kind of energies this week, right? I'm going to take a sip of tea. So we also have the sun making an aspect to Saturn. So this is a bit of a toughie because Sun and Saturn are a symbol of responsibility, duty, doing the work. And it's also about making a commitment to something. Now, this is a conjunction. And so this is a conjunction is where the planets are together at the same point in the zodiac. And it's essentially like a new moon kind of aspect. So it's like the beginning of something. It can also be the ending of something. So if there is a project or something long-term that you're wrapping up, this may be a great week to get closure on that process, to complete it, or to complete like a large chunk of it. If you're in the middle of something and closure completion is like not even in sight, this could be a week where you feel that pressure, where you feel that sense of whether it's the responsibility or Sun Saturn can even look like overwhelm, like there's too much to do or too many commitments or not really sure where to start. And so I want you to know just first that that is normal for this kind of aspect. So this doesn't mean that there's something that you're doing wrong or anything like that. It's just the nature of the aspect. And what we can do to work with Sun Saturn is to see where we can take action, where we have choice, where we can choose how to focus our energy, because the sun is about your vitality. It's about your willpower, your conscious choice. And so when we have Sun Saturn together, the challenging piece of that is it can feel like you don't have a choice, like you don't have the vitality, the stamina to do what it is that you need to do. And we just need to find a way into that. We need to find where you have the ability to act. And for someone that is having, like, let's say you're having a challenging Saturn transit to your birth chart already, and you're like, Shawna, oh my gosh, like I just can't. That may look like, okay, today I'm going to get out of bed, I'm going to shower and make myself breakfast. Like those are, for people that are going through a tough time, those are realistic and reasonable goals and something to be proud of when you're going through a hard time. That's like very Sun Saturn kind of thing. It's like, okay, what can I do physically to nourish my physical body? So that aspect, the Sun Saturn, that happens on Thursday. So you may feel that energy earlier in the week, and then it's going to dissipate over the weekend. Oh yes, okay. So after that happens, the sun right away moves into the sign of Pisces. So then we have Pisces season. Happy birthday to all of my Pisces people. And then there's two other minor things that I want to share with you that are a bit more upbeat, so to speak. So I with the Sun Saturn, I don't want to freak you out that you're going to feel bad, but I just want you to know that if it feels a little more heavy, that again, that's normal and there's ways to work with that. Okay. So we also have Venus. After it makes its conjunction with Neptune, it's going to move into the sign of Aries. And so this also is like I feel like the earlier part of the week is going to be where you're like, Shawna, like, what is going on? I feel confused. I feel heavy. And then like after Thursday, Venus moves from Pisces, which is nice. We like Venus in Pisces because it's exalted there. It does well there. But later in the week when Venus moves into Aries, this is much more action-oriented. There's more clarity. There's more inspiration. There's more direction. The sun moves away from Saturn into Pisces. And then we also have a new moon on Sunday. So I feel like the weekend you're going to be like, okay, like I know what's going on now, basically. Excuse me. So yeah, so Venus moves into Aries and we have a new moon in Pisces on Sunday, February 19th. And it's exact at 11:05 p.m. Pacific time. So depending on where you are in the world, it's going to be exact either Sunday or Monday, the 19th or the 20th. And the new moon is always this time of conception, of planting new ideas, right? New moon, new things. It's also the time that we don't know what the new thing is. And this is especially so in Pisces because Pisces is about feeling into things. It's about intuition and mysticism and creativity and fluid approaches to life. Pisces is the most flexible and fluid sign because it is a mutable sign, which mutable signs are about transition, they're about change. Mutable actually literally translates, like in the ancient text, to double-bodied, in that it is like, it's both, it's like two things at the same time. It has that kind of paradoxal symbolism to it. And Pisces is a water sign. So water is fluid, water changes. Water has many different forms. It can be a liquid, it can be a gas, like a steam, it can also be a solid. And so Pisces has this like chameleon kind of quality to it, the shapeshifter kind of tone to it. And when we pair that with the new moon is about the new thing that we are like, we just barely have an idea of what's happening. We don't know the form, the texture of it just yet. And so this is a great new moon to connect with intentions that are based on the way that you want to feel, and to connect with states that are more based on feeling and desire and looking at your life and like kind of like intuiting, okay, what's going on here? Where is my life going? Where am I being guided toward or away from? And I know that sounds very general and broad, but that's very Pisces. Pisces is not about you saying, okay, I'm going to do this and this and that, and then it's going to go this way. It's like, no, Pisces is like, no, we want to feel into it and then hold it very softly and then allow for change as time goes on. So with that, I'm going to pull a card, maybe a couple cards here for you. And so I wonder, as I'm sharing all of this different astrology with you, if there is something in particular that really resonates with you. And there will be certain things, certain aspects, certain weeks that are going to resonate with you more because it's going to be connected into your birth chart in different ways. So if you have a question or an intention, I want you to hold that in your heart now. And feel your breath, feel your body. Feel yourself on your seat, wherever you are. Okay. And then I want you to pick a number between 1 and 3. Okay, and so I'll share, I pulled 3 different cards, and you can also pick all of them too, that's okay too, but I want you to be clear on your number. The card number 1 is, this is from the Good Tarot deck. This is called Temptation. So this is actually the Devil card in the traditional deck, but these cards are a little bit different. So it's Temptation. And there's this image of a person, it's like an angel person, laying on a peach, and the peach has like this heart on it, this golden heart, and there's like a treasure chest open with gold coins next to the peach. So I'm going to read for you what the deck says. So Temptation is about attachment. The material world, so these are written in intention styles, or rather affirmation. The material world is my playground, but I need to be careful not to be attached to outcomes. This is a warning to me to watch for excess and to know it's not healthy for me. When this card shows up, it's a sign that I am focused on the material realm and need to be aware of any excess or addictive behavior, my own or that of others. Now, so I'm curious notice what comes up for you when I'm sharing this, and maybe you can even jot down some thoughts. What like jumps out at me with this card, and especially reading this particular piece, is that this is like that when we're dealing with so much Pisces and Neptune energy this week, and even with the sun moving into a whole month of Pisces, this is about not being attached to the outcome. I think that we can have like a very negative connotation with temptation, attachment, material, and the Devil card. And I think that shows up in our fear of the Devil card in Tarot. And I think that it's important to know that there's a difference between, like, how do I say what I'm feeling? I think that we can value the material as well as the spiritual without it being a negative materialistic thing. I think what this card is speaking to is that when we are become fixated on something and we're holding it too tightly, it doesn't allow, it like prevents other new, fresh, and beneficial energy from coming in. And so this may or may not be financial stuff. It may be attachment to a way of being also. Okay. Card number 2 is the Call. So this is in the traditional tarot, this is the Judgment card. And so this card has this image of this angel person with angel wings, and they're like blowing this trumpet kind of instrument. And the card has like a lot of soft teals to it. Okay, Call. Purpose and true prosperity. I have everything I need right now to move forward with purpose. I'm being called into a deeper and more authentic relationship with myself, with my higher power, and with others. I'm here for a reason. I'm required to step forward into my true self, expressing that through my actions. I need to trust that my life has a purpose, that I am enough. and that within me is a divine blueprint that has meaning for myself and others. So I think this is really interesting because this feels connected to the first card. And this feels connected to that Venus-Neptune energy and like trusting that there is something greater than yourself that is navigating. I think with Neptune, I didn't really mention that a whole lot, that Neptune is connected with spirit. And this can be traditional religion, or it can be like folk, more like folk traditions or spirituality or non-denominational spirituality. And so that feels very connected to the Venus and Neptune and this new moon, where you're connecting to something that is greater, that is guiding you. Okay, card number 3 is the Two of Water. And this is the Two of Cups in traditional tarot. This card has an image of, it looks like it's under the ocean, and there's 2 goldfish. They look like goldfish anyways, and 2 lotus flowers. Okay, this card is usually about partnership in some ways. Okay, Two of Water. Harmonious partnership, loving and lasting relationship, heart connections between 2 souls. I partner with one who is in harmony with me. Together we explore what is and might be, knowing we are there for each other. 2 hearts beat as one, and we take turns replenishing and encouraging each other. I have someone who can bring out the best in me, and I can do the same for another soul, for we are all expressions of divine love. So I feel like this emphasized that spiritual component of relationship, and that also again feels very Venus-Neptune. I will say the Two of Cups is also about partnership that is that's non-romantic as well. So that can be friendship, that can be business partnerships, or anything like that. And so if you picked one of the numbers, or maybe all of these cards resonate with you, I encourage you to like sit with what that emphasis may be communicating to you about you and your life and what's present for you right now. All right, so thank you so much for being here with me. If you're interested in getting deeper into your astrology, I am offering astrology readings as well as life coaching. And I'm really excited because I have revised my website and kind of the way that I have structured things. So I'm currently offering my readings and then life coaching at a lower rate for the time being, because I have more space in my schedule now, and I wanted to be able to make especially astrology readings more accessible to people, to you. So you can find out, my website's down in the description, and if you have any questions, let me know. I would really love to connect with you. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'm sending you lots of love. Bye.